All right. Hey, everybody. So this is 11.2, areas of circles and sectors. And the substitute will go over the lesson. I did want to just remind you about the area of a circle. It's pi r squared. So remember the r stands for radius. Okay, so the area is pi times the radius squared. So whatever this number is, you square that and then multiply it by pi. And we're going to talk about population density. That's just how many people are in a given area. Okay, so yeah, we'll have they'll give us a number of people, a population, and then they'll give us a radius, and we have to find the area of that circle, which is pi r squared. All right, and then we have the area of a sector. Remember, a sector is basically like a pizza slice. So how big is that slice of pizza? How much space is in that slice? So the area of a sector is the measure of that arc AB, so the central angle basically, divided by 360 times pi r squared times the area. All right, so the area of the sector is the measurement of that sector, of that arc, divided by 360 times the area. All right, I'll put these videos up on the notes, so please make sure to watch them. First one's pretty good. Second one is it's okay. It's better than this video. All right, and let's look at the exercises. And the breakout room is going to be finding the area of the shaded sector. Okay, so it's going to be similar to 15, 16, 17, 18, etc., etc. Okay. So find the indicated measure. So we just want to find the area of circle C. So remember the area equals, ooh, blue, pi times r squared. And what is our r here? Our r is 0.4 centimeters. So we have pi times 0.4 squared. And then you put that into a calculator. Use Desmos. And I have it open over here. Let's see what we get. Pi times 0.4 squared. And you should get area equals 0.5 centimeters squared. Right. Yeah, it's really small because that radius is so small. All right, and then over here, I'm going to find the area of the circle C, and its area equals pi r squared. But notice that they didn't give us pi, they gave us the diameter. So what we want to do, remember the diameter equals 2 times the radius, or we can solve for the radius, and how do you get rid of the times 2? Divide by 2. So diameter divided by 2 is equal to the radius. So here we have 20 divided by 2 gives us r. And what do we get? Get 10. 10 equals r. So over here, we get A equals pi times 10 squared. And when we do that, we get pi times 10 squared. That's 314. Use decimals. 314.15. So we'll just round it to the nearest tenth. 2 inches squared. And there we go. All right, here we have the area of a circle with a radius of 5 inches. So sometimes you'll see test questions like this where they don't give you a picture. So they do give you the radius. So you just use that formula, area equals pi r squared. So area equals pi times r is 5 squared. That squared is 25. We're going to use decimals. 25 times pi is a number. Pi times 5 squared. 78.5. And we have inches squared. Remember, area is always squared. Area is always squared. So whatever that unit is, you want to square it. And the area of a circle with a diameter of 16 feet. So remember, the diameter is twice the size of the radius. So the radius is half the size of the diameter. So r equals 16 divided by 2, which is 8. All right. So let's plug that in. Area equals pi r squared. Area equals pi times 8 squared. And use decimals. You get the idea. Area equals, and we plug that in. Pi times 8 squared is 201.1. Feet squared. Don't forget that squared. Area is always squared. All right. Questions? Well, it's a video, so I can't really hear what you're saying. So if you do, just email me. All right. So here you're working backwards. So they give us the area. So we want to find the radius of a circle with an area of 89 square feet. So they give us the area and we want to find the radius. So same thing, you just write the formula. Area equals pi r squared. And this time we're going to replace the a, not the r, because they gave us the area. So we have 89 square feet equals pi times r squared. Now we want to solve for r. So how do we solve for r? We need to get rid of that squared and we need to get rid of that times pi. So you don't want to get rid of the squared until you get rid of everything else. Okay. So you want to get rid of that times pi first. So we're going to divide both sides by pi. Divide by pi, divide by pi. Then you have 89 divided by pi equals r squared. Now how do you get rid of that squared? Opposite of squaring is square rooting. So we square root both sides, square root of, and you want to make sure to put the whole thing in parentheses. Okay, in decimals, I think it'll just automatically go underneath everything. But since I'm typing it, better to type it correctly. So because if we square root both sides, the square goes away, and we have the square root of 89 divided by pi. Let's plug that into the calculator. Use Desmos. All right, and what do we get? Ooh, we get a number. I haven't done it yet. Okay, square root. If you want parentheses, it's a good idea. 89 divided by pi. You get 5.32 or 5.3. So radius, oops. Radius equals 5.3. And you want to make sure to check that on Desmos to see if you get the same answer, okay? To make sure that you can do it. And here it's not the area, so we just take away the square and we just leave it as feet. So 5.3 feet. And how many problems are there? My goodness. Radius of a circle with an area of 380 square feet, inches. So this is the same thing. It gives the area again. Area equals pi r squared. Area is 380 equals in our pi times r squared. Divide by pi. And we're left with 380 divided by pi equals r squared. Opposite of squaring is square rooting. So it looks like that check mark. Okay, it looks like a check mark, but I put a V because I'm typing it. 380 divided by pi equals r. Use Desmos. What do we get? .99, but we want to round up because there's a 9 after the 9, so that becomes a 10. So we carry the 1 to the 0 and it becomes 11.0. 11.0. Oh, and inches, get rid of that squared because it's not the area anymore. And there you go. R equals 11.0 inches. All right, questions? Make sure to ask later or ask the substitute. All right, and then find the indicated measure. Ooh, this is the population density. So about 210,000 people live in a region with a 12-mile radius. So we have this circle here. We have this circle. The radius is 12. So from the center to the edge of the circle, that's 12 miles. All right. So it's a 12-mile radius. So we want to find the area of that circle first. So first, find the area of the circle. Oh, I should have written down the steps for the others. Oops. Oh well. All right, so the area equals pi r squared. Area equals pi, and our r is 12 times, 12 squared. Plug that into the calculator. You can probably tell how tired I am. All right, so pi times 12 squared. 452.4. Ooh. Okay, now I'm using the approximate answer. Okay, so I rounded it, which is going to give me a final answer that's a little bit off. So what you want to do is you want to try to copy and paste what you got on Desmos and then put it into the formula. Okay, so I'm going to say 452.4, but I'm actually going to put 452.3893421 into the calculator. Okay, so now divide population by area, and that's it. Population density, no, let's just say D. D equals number of people, population divided by area. So we have D equals 210,000 people divided by 452.4 miles squared. Okay, and remember, in the calculator, I'm actually going to use the non-rounded number, 452.3893421. Okay, so use Desmos. And what do we get? D equals 210,000 divided by 452. Oh, sorry, copy and paste. So copy and paste that 452.3893421 into that denominator. And we get 464.2. Okay, so that's saying that in 1 square mile, there's going to be 464.2 people. All right. So if I didn't round, if I did round it, look at the answer. So yeah, try to calculate it. Try putting in 210,000 divided by 452.4. And you get 464.19. Well, this one's okay, I guess. All right, but some of them aren't gonna be good. So it's better not to use the rounded ones when you're calculating. Okay. Two people per square mile. And that's it. We'll find the area of the circle, divide the population by the area, bada bing, bada boom, use a Desmos, and you are finished. And the same thing over here. 650,000 people live in a region with a 6-mile radius. So basically it's the same thing. Except instead of 12, it's 6. Instead of, yeah, let's erase this part. So instead of 12, we get 6 squared, and plug it into Desmos. So we have pi times 6 squared, it's 113.1. Miles squared. All right. And then we have 113.1. And the population that they gave us here is 650,000. So use Desmos, and what do you get? Okay, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to use the unrounded number, so 650,000. divided by, copy that 113.9097355, paste, and we get 5,747.3 people. Okay. Let's see what would happen if we rounded it. 650,000 divided by 113.1. Here it's 5,747.1. All right. Yeah, close enough. But you can see that there is a difference when you use the rounded area and when you use the non-rounded area. Okay, and there you go. That's it. Yay. Next one. And this is just like this is the breakout room questions. Okay. So find the areas of the sectors formed by angle DFE. All right, so here we want to use the area of the sector equals, and measure the arc divided by 360 degrees times the area of a circle. So pi r squared. So the measure of the arc here is measure of ED. We're just going to find the pink section. Okay. If you want to find the blue section, I'll show you that later. But for the breakout room purposes, we're just using finding the pink section. Okay. So here, get the measure of arc is 60 degrees. That's the central angle divided by 360 times pi times, and our radius here is 10. And squared, use the Desmos, and you get area equals 60 divided by 360 is 1/6. 60 divided by 360. Put your cursor on the top after you do that, otherwise it's going to stay in the bottom. You don't want that. Times pi times 10 squared. And you get 52.4. And this is going to be inches squared. Ta-da! Now, if you want to find the blue section, okay, to find the blue section, yeah, you can actually just calculate the area of the whole circle and then subtract it from the area of the sector. I'm going to say pink. Is that pink? Yeah. So we have, what do we have here? Equals area of the circle is pi r squared. So you have pi times 10 squared. Minus 52.4 inches squared. Plug that into the calculator. What do you get? So pi times 10 squared is 314.2 minus that 52.4. That gives us 261.8. All right, that's the area of the blue section. Okay, so for 16, notice that they don't give you, we want to find the, so that's finding the blue section. I want to find the pink section for all of these, okay? So here, let's find the angle for pink, for angle DFE. So that's going to be 360 minus 256. That's going to give us 104. All right. So same thing. So the area equals, and the measure of the arc is 104 divided by 360 times pi times the radius squared. Oh, sorry, the radius is 14. So area equals, and use the calculator for that. And 104 divided by 360, put the cursor on the top, times pi times 14 squared, you get 177.9. Centimeters squared. And that's it. All right. So hopefully that's enough for the breakout room because I am getting tired. It's late. All right. So try it out and see how it goes. All right. But 17 and 18, same thing. Okay. I'll do it. Talk me into it. All right. So here, just changing the 60 to a 137. That's the degrees, divided by 360 times pi times our radius here is 28. Use Desmos, and it's going to give us, okay, so 137 divided by 360, the cursor on top, times pi times 28 squared, 937.3. That's meters squared. 937.3. All right. And with this one, Our radius is 4. And our area is 70, sorry, the angle is 75, the central angle. So let's plug that in, the calculator. See how easy it is? They're all the same. 75 divided by 360. Put the cursor on top, times pi times 4 squared. And we get 10.5. And that's feet. 10.5 feet squared. And that is it. So try the try this one, try the breakout room, everybody. And yeah, good luck.